Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let me know if you can see and hear me okay, please. This is going to be a group energy healing. Everyone is welcome to watch and heal yourself as you watch, if you wish. I will be healing 120 people in 9 different countries. And the healing will help a lot of different things: general presence and wellness and energy flow, neck and shoulder tension. We'll be working on that again, reducing that. And the theme is family boundaries, so we will do stuff that directly helps that as well. This is the 5th, actually, in the series. Both sets this month have been focused on healthy family boundaries. The triplet set, April 2022, and this twin set. So technically this is the second in the set of 2, the twin set, but really it's sort of like, you know, all 5 have had the theme of healthy family boundaries. So this is the last of those for the year, I guess. Although family boundaries are always important, so they'll pop up. Moki, shush! Moki, no! Sorry about that. It's my life. He wants to be led into the bedroom where she's not allowed right now. All right, thank you so much for confirmation. We can see and hear you. I wasn't sure if you were on today. Yes. Yes, see, that is a phenomenon where I forget to create the event until after the event should have started. You'll get to know that that's something I tend to do. Much as I have tried to shake that habit, it's a bit persistent. So probably about once a month, I'll forget to create the event until after the event technically would have started, and then I'll realize and create it. So yeah, don't be surprised if that happens. You know, if I didn't know myself better, I'd say, oh, I'll never do that again. But, you know, I will definitely do that again, I'm sure. Although I try not to. Someone says, hello, Janet, seeing and hearing you. Thank you for today's healing. Thank you. Someone says, hello from chilly Chicago. Yes, I heard you had a little snow the other day there. How about that in April? Areas near us have had snow. We had sleet for like a couple minutes at some point recently. We've had little mini hailstorms for a few minutes at a time, several times in the last couple weeks, but no actual snow accumulation, fortunately. Someone says, okay, gotcha. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's just a thing for me in many lives, because I was thinking, you know, my birth mother had she was a real stickler for being on time, and no one else in the genetic family was that way, and so she would always flip out about it. So I was wondering, you know, is it just resistance to how I was raised that I'm always late on everything? But I think in recent past lives I was exactly the same way. So it's just a thing with me. A set time is not going to happen. So someone says sunshine and 67 degrees in Evergreen, Colorado. Well, that's interesting and good to know. Yeah, we're not 67. We're probably maybe 40 right now. It's still early though for us. You know, it's like 10:30 in the morning. So our warmest part of the day, weirdly enough, is like 5 p.m. I don't think that's true in Chicago. I think in Chicago it's more like the middle of the day is the hottest, but sometimes at night when you're trying to sleep is the hottest. But here it's like 4 or 5 o'clock is when it's the warmest. But anyway, I'm happy to live here. And I'm grateful that you guys are patient with my lack of promptness, consistent lack of promptness. And really I'm okay with that. I've, you know, it's not really something I aspire. I mean, do I want to be on time on a regular basis? No, not really. I mean, you know, I think there's a range in which I try to maintain. There's late, and there's late. So I try to, you know, get within those two ranges, the first two ranges. But anyway, oh, geeky stats. I didn't actually get to those because I was busy mentioning the four major religious holidays. But geeky stats, I'm going to be healing 120 people in 9 countries, including 10 kids ages 3 to 17. And 120 people, the breakdown country by country, 94 are in the US, 7 are in Qatar, 6 are in the UK, 3 are in Canada, 3 are in the United Arab Emirates, 2 in South Korea, 2 in Spain, 2 in Luxembourg, and 1 in Saudi Arabia. So hello to everyone that I'll be healing in all the countries. That's so cool. I love that stuff. Obviously, distance doesn't matter with energy healing. I mean, maybe some people feel like they have to be in person to heal someone, but I've never felt that. It's not really a thing. What else? Oh, I do want to mention a little bit about the healing 2 days ago. We did work on the neck and the shoulders. We did work clearing different types of agreements that tend to occur within families and social groups and religious groups. Like we clear blank check agreements, which very often a young child makes with their mother if the mother is more prone to anxiety. When something, you know, risky happens with the child, if the mother's not pretty balanced, she might make a very highly restrictive blank check agreement with the child, like, I own you, you only do what I say forever now. You know, I always say after the child almost harms themselves accidentally, you know. And so, but obviously an agreement like that, you know, your mother owns your soul and owns all your decisions and all your actions, is a problem later in life. And can be the root of a lot of people's boundary issues with their mothers. And you can get that kind of agreement with parents and siblings and all sorts of people. So, so we cleared those, so that was cool. We cleared, what did I call them? Group conformity agreements, which can be with religious groups, it can be with cultural groups, groups based on a country, even family groups. I remember my genetic birth sister, the older one, she was very into, like, we don't do that in this family, you know. She was all about those group conformity agreements. So you may have those from past lives even, and it's probably likely that, you know, because these types of things, you know, a lot of people don't think to clear them at the end of a lifetime or when they've grown up or whatever. So they can really add up after a while and be very restrictive. So we worked on clearing those in the healing 2 days ago on Sunday the 17th of April 2022, which you know, all the healings this month, since they're all loosely themed family boundaries, I made a playlist for all 5 of them, so that'll be linked below, and it's linked below all the other family boundaries videos from this month. But anyway, but then we did shoulders work and heart chakra work, 4th chakra, and how you can get your neck and shoulders really blocked up just from energy cords sending energy into your 4th chakra. Because if it's a continual amount of energy coming in, which is true for many cords, then it's got to go somewhere. It's not just going to stay in your heart chakra. So it's a common route for it to just go into your shoulders and really just lock up the flow there, causing a considerable amount of soreness and pain and tension. And lack of presence too. I mean, it's sort of a key energy highway down your neck and shoulders and arms. And so if that's blocked up, there's a significant part of your spirit that can't be as present and functional as possible. So that I did when I was looking at the surveys. See, it's not that I don't do work in between these healing sessions. I forget to create the event. But as I was looking at the surveys yesterday, I did get a lot of feedback about the neck and shoulders work. Most people felt some relief. We're going to do more work on neck and shoulders, releasing neck and shoulder tension in other ways, energy healing ways today. Kind of building on, some are building on that and some are slightly different. So I'll just wait and explain that when we do it. But it's essentially the same thing. You're clearing energy blocks and getting rid of, cords from people, clearing invasive beings out of different areas. Today we'll be doing not just the fourth chakra, which can affect your neck and shoulders, but 4, 5, 6, 7, all the upper chakras can affect your neck and shoulders, because actually you have an extra amount of energy from those chakras. Each chakra, each of the major chakras fills up one of the layers of your regular auras. But for the upper chakras, there's an extra amount of energy that you redirect into your neck and shoulders and arms to get strong flow there as well. But so if you get cords from other people or, invasive beings or something, some kind of energy that's not yours coming in, it's just a natural route for it to go and lock up your shoulders. So we're going to be working all the upper chakras, 4, 5, 6, 7, in order to lighten up and open up the flow for your energy in your shoulders and neck. But then also we're going to do some first layer work and maybe second layer as well in the aura, in key places like around the shoulders and around the hips, to help open up your shoulders, energy flow more as well. So I'm looking forward to that. It is sort of halfway family boundaries related, but halfway just cool to do anyway, so that you feel better and you can manifest better and you're more creative, just because the flow here is so significant towards you being effective in your life. And when you're busy creating and manifesting and being productive, then it's harder for anybody to really get in your space in a significant way. So in that way, it's very boundaries related. It just helps you to get going with what you need to do. Another thing that is more not like building on what we did 2 days ago necessarily. I mean, I guess you could argue it is, but own your power. We'll do some 7th chakra work, 7th chakra in the top of the head, so that you can kind of click more into a self-assertive, take charge of your own life headspace. Because I was noticing, as I was looking at the surveys, somebody, their spiritual path got blocked up, even though we unblocked it 2 days ago in the healing. So I thought, well, that's kind of odd, because it was clear back then when I healed, when I helped the person clear it in the healing. But then it got significantly blocked up after that within a matter of hours. So that's kind of a thing, you want the healings to last longer, hopefully, right? And so we're going to work the 7th chakra more so that you kind of, own your power. You're more likely to subconsciously keep things clear, keep things flowing. for longer. So neck and shoulders with 7 through 4, and then neck and shoulders with first and second layers around the shoulders and hips. We might not need to do more agreement stuff just because what we did on 2 days ago was pretty effective as far as family boundaries, but we'll see if the angels, you know, pop something else in there. We'll see. We did a bunch of repair 2 days ago, like chakra repair, creative ring repair, so I don't know if we'll repeat that or not. We might not need to. But just a heads up, we did do that 2 days ago. So if you need creative ring repair, which is up here, maybe you have focus issues, you feel overwhelmed, you might need creative ring repair. We'll probably do creative ring flaps for sure. Yeah, we'll do both. All right. It says, hi Janet, you healed me and I asked my angel to remove several beings after reading my Sunday survey. How can I avoid getting so many beings and driving me nuts because I can hear them? So, if you're home, there's less room for other things to be in your space. So like a mother, a sibling, or an invasive being, or a neighbor, or a coworker. So you can look at what parts of your day are you really checked out? And that's a problem. That's a boundaries problem. So you might be checked out, like say the last couple hours of each workday. You might be checked out, you know, meaning awake, but out of your body. You know, when you're on public transportation, that's a real issue. Any public place, you know, you definitely want to be present because those public places are not really cleaned out very well. If you work from home, but you're checked out, that could still be an issue. So you just kind of want to look at your day. And of course, if you ever have aura damage, that's a problem. You know, because that's like a wide open door. So you can look at that, you know, like, okay, on a monthly basis, do I tend to have aura damage that lasts for longer than a half a day before I catch it? You know, and so aura damage and/or being really checked out while you're awake, you know, for significant amounts of time is gonna just sort of, you know, being less present. It means that you're just not home. You're not manning the fort. So, but you know, invasive beings exist, and you know they're not going to end your life or anything. So, you know, cleaning out regularly with your intuition and with your angels, and being as efficient as possible and as thorough as possible with that is nice too. But you can look at, you know, if you're spacing out on a regular basis too, because that is counterproductive. Alrighty, so other than that, I will catch up on comments at the end, and you're welcome to comment how this healing was for you at the end, even if, you know, you're just healing yourself. I'm happy to hear your feedback. Okay, so now we'll do the 2 minutes of quiet. Wait, no, there's maybe one more thing I want to mention about surveys. Oh, we are gonna do, because somebody, I'm healing a dad and his 2 kids that are, you know, young adults now, really. And he filled out surveys for himself and for them. And one of his kids, I noticed her energy is like really far off, not because of the healings, like it's been that way since like Tuesday, but she's very scattered. And so we will heal far off parts, which is super easy to do. And now that I say it, now that I'm talking about it, I can see a couple other people need it anyway. Heal far off parts of you, far off or scattered parts of you, so that they feel better and come back. So you can be more checked in and present. Sometimes that can happen, say something happened that you were unhappy about, like you have a big test coming up and you don't think you're ready for it, or, you were looking forward to something and then it's not going to happen, or, whatever. It's snowing in April. Something that just kind of deflates you. Sometimes people check out. When you work on your energy more and more and more, then you're not going to check out really at all. Eventually you just realize it's so much in your best interest just to stay here and process whatever's going on, that you're creating like way more problems by vacating the premises, but whatever, it happens. So again, thank you for your surveys. If I'm healing you only, or if I'm healing you and loved ones, or only loved ones, thank you for filling out surveys for them. That's helpful. Helps me plan what I should do for everybody. Okay, so now finally I'll be quiet for 2 minutes as I finish prep, say hello to the people I'll be healing on a telepathic level, make sure everybody's has the opportunity to pay attention as much as possible. And then I'll start the healing. You'll notice I'm moving my hands. That's how you'll know I'm starting the healing. And then about a minute after that, I'll start talking out loud, and that'll be the walkthrough. And so you can just heal yourself as you watch if you want, because I'll be saying out loud what I'm doing, and you could use that as an all levels walkthrough if you wish. All right. So now I will be quiet for about 2 minutes. Thank you for your patience. All right, thanks for waiting. So go ahead and when you heal yourself, you can create a copy of what you're healing out in front of you. So with your intention or your thought, you don't have to be able to see energy yet. You create a copy of all your auras out in front of you. If you're reasonably present, all your auras are in the same place. So it could look like one aura, but it's really 17 auras. Physical body aura, astral body aura, and then 15 Wei Qi auras, which help with strong boundaries. And then your physical body's inside there, and your astral body's inside there. And then your connection to the core of the earth, you can imagine that as well. Of course, this is a mini copy out in front of you so that you can comb all the way down your grounding, all the way down to the core of the earth. So let's do grounding. So you just imagine a really, really big, wide grounding, create a grounding all the way down to the core of the earth, as wide as the heel of the palm of your hand if you were to stretch out your arms. Because basically you want that grounding to be as wide as your aura. And your aura is, it goes behind you, in front of you, to your sides. So then you use the copy of your grounding and comb through it with gold light. And so you created your grounding to be a color with your intention. You don't have to be able to see that, but make it red or orange or yellow. And just see which is a stronger waterfall effect, which color helps you to release the most right now. Just imagine which one and use that one. If you don't know either of those three colors is fine. You're using to facilitate the healing, to speed up the process, make it more effective. You're using gold light from your hands. The palm of each hand has a big hand chakra, and then the fingertips also have chakras, your fingertip chakras. So they have round openings, and you set those chakras to be a metallic gold color like this glitter. You just set that with your intention. Again, you don't need to be able to see it. And that way, when they spin, they generate energy at that color, that gold metallic color, which is a good color for declogging, melting away your resistance, letting go, repairing. So you use that gold light to wash out your grounding. You want to wash out the blockages that have collected there since the last time you unblocked your grounding. So symptoms of a block grounding could be crankiness, spaciness, feeling defeated, sort of mopey, low energy. Those could also be symptoms of aura damage as well and chakra damage. But it could be simply just a block grounding that would cause feelings like that. Because if your grounding's blocked, then it blocks up parts of your aura too, and therefore blocks up parts of your chakras. So you're just not at your best. So you imagine the blocks like a big bunch of rocks, and you just surround the rocks in gold light until the gold light saturates enough that they all melt away. Oh, as we are unblocking our grounding, let's do a related thing. I would say it's not always in the grounding, but you could be holding on to other people's problems. Sometimes you take on those problems from other people, like a copy of their problems. Sometimes people just dump their problems onto you. Like that happens to me very frequently in my profession. But if you're like a teacher, a therapist, something like that, or you could just have just some different kind of job, but your boss tends to problem dump on you, or you're a coworker or a good friend of yours. People don't know they're doing it. They tend to not mean to harm you. They just kind of want someone to know how they feel, and they don't understand how debilitating that can be. Just imagine your whole energy system, and just imagine problems that people have dumped, and just kind of wash them all out. You can imagine them like rocks, and just melt them away. I was noticing someone, I'm healing them and their husband and, other family members. And she was talking about her husband in the survey. And I noticed that he carries problems, like work clients. He carries his mother's problems. He carries problems from his ex-wives. So some people certainly do it more than others. But it's a good thing for everybody to just work, I think. You can imagine the problems. If rocks is a little too intimidating for you, you can imagine them like, just mud that you're washing away, or like dirty laundry, and then you have a gold laundry bag and you shove it all in the gold laundry bag and give it to your angels. Whatever way seems easy enough for you to do. So we are washing away other people's problems that wound up in your aura, or your grounding or your chakras. And this is very relevant in a family boundaries context. Sometimes people just feel like that's their role in the family. Either they chose that role subconsciously because that's what they've done for the last couple of lifetimes, or maybe that's what they think a father should be and they're the father, or maybe that's what they feel like a good daughter should do and they're the daughter. It depends why, but just get rid of the stuff. You're not helping someone by carrying a copy of their pain and problems. It just keeps you both stuck. So what we're doing, we're just imagining your whole energy system and imagining other people's problems, and just letting those wash out of you all the way down to the core of the earth. And we can also, make a big gold blanket out in front of you and dump any remaining problems that you felt like didn't melt very well. Just the unmeltable problems. Just put those into the gold blanket and wrap them up and give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. Okay, so one more time we'll do that gold blanket exercise. Big gold blanket out in front of you, make one of those, and then dump onto it all the unmeltable problems that didn't melt properly, and put them on the blanket and wrap them up. Give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. Okay, so that was melting other people's problems, and also with blanket exercise, getting rid of them. Okay, so then let's do indie grounding. So indie grounding is where, again, you imagine you're grounding and you imagine the outer surface of it and you melt away places where your grounding is attaching to other people's grounding. All right. I think the releasing other people's problems was very effective, and so that the indie grounding wasn't as necessary. I mean, it's good to check, but it wasn't like hard to do indie grounding after the releasing of everybody's problems. So that's interesting. Let's do the aura repair, because if you have aura damage, it's just so in the way. It's very debilitating and distracting, so let's get rid of that. So you have 17 auras, like I said, and let's repair any rips in them to the extent that is healthy and gentle to do right now. The 2 regular auras, it's always healthy to completely repair them. It's just the 15 Wei Qi auras, you know, if you've never healed them before or repaired them before consciously, maybe you have so many rips that it's healthy and gentle to repair about 1/3 of those rips right now. You know, just have your intention be you're going to do what's healthy and gentle to do, and that way you're fine. So just check out your copy of your 17 auras out in front of you. Use your intuition, comb through it, see if you sense or imagine or intuit or see rips. And the technique we're going to use is very newbie friendly, so you don't have to be, you know, clairvoyant and see energy for it to work. So you create out in front of you a composite copy rip that represents all the rips that are healthy and gentle for you to repair right now in your 17 auras. So you imagine one rip, like it can look like a big valley, and just clean out that rip with gold light. And the cleaner you get it, the easier it is to repair. So we're going to use sticky gold wax, and that's gold light that sticks to whatever's not you and hardens on it, so then you can remove it really easily. So fill the rip with sticky gold wax, and then lift out all the junk that's not you with the wax and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Let's do that one more time. Sticky gold wax, fill up the rip with sticky gold wax so that it sticks to everything that's not you in this rip. And you're going to lift all that out at once, the junk and the wax. Lift that out. Angels, here you go. So now you should be able to get really good access to the ripped part. And so just use lots of gold light so that it repairs fully. Keep breathing. And then aura scarring, you may have some of that. It's just like a leftover of when your aura was ripped and then now it's not. It might have like a bumpy scarring, which is a weaker area. So just lump all your scarring in one place and then melt it away with gold light. It's stronger if your aura is flowing, not hard and bumpy. So you want to melt away the scars with gold light. Oh. Okay, good job. So that was melting away aura scarring. So now let's Let's melt away aura bruising, which can be multiple layers at once. It's also a result of people throwing energy. It's just like hard plates of crustiness in different parts of your aura. So just imagine all your aura bruising in one place, just copies of all your aura bruising, and melt it all with gold light. Again, your intention is to melt as much as is healthy and gentle to do right now. If you have any left over, just say, angels, help me with that. So we did repairing the ribs, we did melting or scarring, and then we did melting or bruising. Let's do sticky gold wax for all the 17 auras, especially around the outer surface. You may have hard objects stuck there. And then sticky gold wax around the outer surface of your groundings. And all inside all the auras, just sticky gold wax inside your physical body, astral body. So like, for example, GV meridian, sticky gold wax that puppy. That's a meridian, an energy pathway that starts in your crotch of your physical body and goes up the midline of your back, hooks around your head, and ends in the roof of your mouth. And so that can be related to head pain if you have issues with this meridian. So go ahead and cover that with sticky gold wax inside and outside of your GV meridian. And then your CV meridian starts in the crotch and goes up the front, midline of the front, and ends in the tip of your tongue. So sticky gold wax that one too. Because that one, if there's problems with it, it can give you maybe tummy issues, intestinal issues, throat issues. So we don't want that. So sticky gold wax that whole thing. Your CV meridian going up the front. And the wax can stick to any junk, scarring, other people's energy, hard objects. Okay. And also, let the wax stick to anything you need to remove as far as family boundaries work. Any energy blocks or people's energy. Okay, so we're going to move all the wax out and catch the junk in the wax and move that out at the same time, right? So just move all the junk out with the wax. Angels, here you go. Deep breath. One more time, wax everything, your 17 auras, your groundings inside all there, all your body systems, meridians, chakras, including GV and CV meridians. And let the wax stick to everything that's healthy and gentle to release right now. And move out the wax and the junk. Angels, here you go. Deep breath. Might want to stretch a little. Okay, so let's just finish the repair because removing hard objects that you may have had stuck in the outer surface of any of those auras can leave a gash left over. So just extra repair around the outer surface of all the 17 auras with gold light so there's no leaks. All right, so that was aura repair plus a bunch of stuff. Bunch of related stuff. Melting, scarring, bruising, sticky old wax, and finishing repair. So that now you have a nice energy seal at the edge of all your auras, or as many as possible, which is like a bouncy, flowy strength. What else? Oh, redo your gold buffer zones. That just takes a second to do. You learn it from a video called Gold Buffer Zones that I will link below later. And if used properly, gold buffer zones help slow the rate of aura damage, so they're very handy. Let's do chakra repair and unblocking quickly. We did do it 2 days ago, but it's very related to all the stuff that we need to do, so we can redo it quickly. Plus, you can never like unblock too much, really. Too frequently, like too many different times. Because the more different times you do it, it gives you a chance to adjust and move forward, and then you try it again, and so that's always nice. So chakra repair and unblocking using composite copy technique. So you just create with your intention. You don't have to be able to see energy. You create a copy of all your major and minor chakras out in front of you, which would look like an open cylinder like this. But this is full of teeth, so I can't like tilt it around. But a copy is nice because you can tilt it around and make it big or small, and it's easy to work with. So you just use gold light and repair this composite copy of all your major and minor shoulders, chakras in your hips, your knees, your legs, your arms. So go ahead and repair. Lots of gold light. Chakra damage can look like the chakra just got crushed, or just a part of it got broken off, or it got scratched, or there's a gash in it that doesn't belong there. So just use so much gold light that all your chakras of your body and spirit are getting repaired. We want to make sure the basic structure is there, like it is an open cylinder as opposed to like a crumpled up piece of paper or a bunch of broken glass. So then we can work more on unblocking it once the basic structure is repaired for all your major and minor chakras. All right, so then unblocking. We can do that a number of ways. You could use sticky gold wax, or you could just imagine the blocks and raise the blocks up. I'm kind of in the mood for that. So you imagine your composite copy representing all your major and minor chakras, and you imagine the blockages that are healthy and gentle to get rid of in these chakras, and just lift up the blockages like heavy mud, and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. So again, imagine your composite copy representing all your major and minor chakras. Imagine the blockages that are good to get rid of. Lift them up all at once. Give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. One more time. Imagine the blockages in your chakras. Lift out the blockages. Give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. If you prefer, use sticky gold wax to stick to the blockages and then lifting out the wax and the blocks, that's fine too. So extra, we'll do it again, imagining family boundaries related blocks, boundaries that are, making it hard for you to have boundaries with any family member or a particular family member, and just lift out those energy blocks. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. So the blocks can be around the outside, or blocking one of the round openings, or inside the chakra shape itself. Okay, good job. So that was chakra repair and unblocking of all major and minor chakras. And there is an individual video that does that I've been linking below lately, and I will link it below in the comment section this time as well. We'll quickly do creative repair and unblock, creative ring repair and unblocking too. Just because it's always good to do. So your creative rings are above your head, 1, 2, 3. They're gold, and if they're repaired and properly functioning, they are really useful and helpful. Help you have mental clarity, help you wake up easily, and be like clear and focused as soon as possible after you wake up. Help you feel inspired. They're an extra energy source. So just surround them in gold light, melt away junk around them and inside them. Junk meaning anything that's not you. And if you need actual repair, like if they're shattered or cracked or broken, that's the first thing you want to focus on. We did this 2 days ago, so some people have gotten their actual creative rings damaged since then, but many people have not. You want good energy flow through them, because you have to send energy for your 7th chakra through them to get to the top of your 7th layer, and then it fountains down your 7th layer. So if they're too blocked, then the energy has to detour around. It feels really weird. Also, when you bring in new energy, like after a healing, if it's too blocked up anywhere above your head, including your creative rings, then you have to do these weird detours, and it feels very heavy. You might be like, oh my God, I have to take a nap. Whereas, sometimes you need a nap, sometimes you're just blocked and you feel sleepy because you're blocked. So anyway, we're unblocking the creative rings. And we may as well unblock the whole top of the aura while we're at it. So just imagine like your 7th chakra and all your aura above there. So from the top of your aura down to your 7th chakra. Let's just unblock your 7th chakra, your creative rings, and the whole top of your aura. All right, so that was, we transitioned from just creative ring repair and unblocking to 7th and top of all auras, top part of all auras. Okay, so we're going to do the own your power thing that I was talking about in the intro. Own your power. We're going to do that by working on the 7th chakra a little bit extra. 7th chakra in the top of the head. It's an open cylinder shape as well, but it's oriented differently rather than, you know, energy flowing in the front and out the back. Your 7th chakra, so not this way, but this way. I'm covering the white because you shouldn't have your chakra be white. But purple is a good color for the 7th chakra. And it would be in the head, in the top of the head. And but anyway, it's oriented this way with the round opening at the top and the bottom. So heal both of your 7th chakras. Just imagine them. You can imagine them inside each other, so it looks like one open cylinder, but it's really both your astral body 7th chakra and your physical body 7th chakra. And you can set them to your favorite shade of purple. If you're healing someone else, do not set their chakras to anything, any color at all. And also be very careful. In my opinion, it is not appropriate to place energy in other people's chakras. There are spiritual traditions that do that. They call it attunement or something and make it sound really fabulous, but in my opinion, that's invasive and not appropriate. But you know, to each his own. So anyway, we're working the 7th chakra. And so for owning your power, we're just going to kind of tune it. Again, do not place anything even in your own 7th chakra. I mean, there's no need. You just clear out what's not yours, and that's good enough. And then just kind of tune it. So it's like as if you're tuning a musical instrument. And you can just sort of imagine how it's vibrating, and like if you were to adjust it, then you could own your own power better and like maintain your space better automatically, subconsciously. So just imagine the vibration that it's at right now as you're unblocking and running gold light through your 7th chakras. And then just kind of tune it in vibration by running the gold light through it until it's like sort of like tuning a lock, you know, when you have like a combination lock and you get it to a certain number. It's a little bit like that. Like just keep running gold light through it until you feel like so owning your own power is not like a violent thing towards others. It's like sometimes if someone is very angry and acting out violently, they're definitely not in a place of power. And so they can kind of tell, and so they're flipping out. If you're owning your own power on a 7th chakra spirit level, you're actually much more likely to conserve your energy and be very mindful and at peace because you're not smushed or blocked, so you wouldn't be cranky even. So again, you may need to wash out quite a bit of blockages so that you can get more to that point where your 7th is in a place of empowerment. So take your time, it's okay. All right, good job. So that was basically running gold light through your seventh chakra, and as you're doing that with your intention, you just bring it to a vibration where you're sort of owning your empowerment, owning your spiritual territory. I'm going to look at a sample person for a minute, so hold on. Okay. So we're going to do a type of energy block clearing, like a targeted energy block clearing. Like, okay, so say you just did the exercise we just finished, you know, owning your own power. So your seventh chakra is more in a state of empowerment. But you may still have some projects that are not happening. You know, some momentum that you need that you don't have, and it could be because you are blocked up in certain key ways that are roadblocking you, so that it's like, well, I want to do this project and this project and this project, but you know, I have some inner subconscious you know, anger at my genetic father, or now I have some inner fourth chakra blocks that make me feel defeated and angry at the world. So that gets in the way of me doing all these things that I want to get done. And so let's get rid of the roadblock issues that you may not be conscious of, but are actually in the way. You know, like for example, you could have a project that you want to make progress on, like moving cross country, getting a new job, but you have some anger, unresolved anger with your parents, and it's holding you in this kind of stuck pattern. And so if you can clear the roadblock issues, then you can make progress on the rest of the stuff. So let's just and you know, a lot of the roadblock stuff, you just are caught in a pattern of avoiding it, and even though it's like so inefficient and causing you a lot of problems potentially. So let's get rid of that. Right, so that was talking about it, and now we'll do it. All right, so you just imagine your roadblock energy blocks out in front of you, and you can imagine them however you want. You know, like big rocks or big like stop signs or whatever you want, right? And so this is your roadblock baggage, your inner roadblock baggage. This is not other people in your way. I mean, it may be you allowing other people to be in your way, but it's not really. It's just inner stuff, inner roadblock issues. And so imagine all copies of all that out in front of you, and just say, angels, you know, is this all okay for me to clear? And can you help me clear it? And then just bring up red earth energy and soak it all with the red earth energy, and that can help you separate from it. And then lots of gold light. And if you're healing yourself, you can blow up the roadblocks as well, or you could melt them with gold light if you want. Okay, so you can put out more roadblock issues because sometimes, you know, it's easier to do it in batches. So more roadblock issues, inner roadblock issues that you have, put copies of those out in front of you. Soak them in red earth energy from the core of the earth. And that'll help you separate from them so you don't feel like this is too hard to do or anything if you're separate from it. And then lots of gold light to melt it, or you could blow them up if you're healing yourself. Okay, and so we just did clear inner roadblock issues 2 times, and now we're going to do flower healing, and then we'll do it a 3rd time. So we did it 2 times, and then we're going to do flowers, and then we'll do it a 3rd time. Okay, so energy healing flowers for yourself, just to like help nourish you and recharge you after that ambitious clearing you did. So make a bunch of energy healing flowers for yourself. If you don't like flowers, make balls of rainbow colored and gold light. But just make energy healing flowers for yourself. Say, angels, can you double check my flowers? And give them to yourself. Okay, make more energy healing flowers for yourself out of universal healing energy, just whatever you need right now. And then say, angels, can you double check my flowers? And give them to yourself. All right, and so we're going to do more of that clear inner roadblock stuff. So just imagine your inner issues that are roadblocking you, maybe subconsciously you didn't realize, but just imagine a whole bunch of roadblocks that are in your, that are, you know, it's baggage that holds you back from projects you want to do and things you want to experience. So just imagine all your roadblock baggage and soak it in red earth energy from the core of the earth. And say, angels, is this all okay to clear? And can you help me clear it? And then go ahead and soak it, wash it away with gold light, melt it away. And if you have any inner roadblock issues that didn't go away, you can just bunch them together, wrap them up in lots of gold energy, and give them to your angels. Angels, can you help me with these? All right, so good job. You can pat yourself on the back for that one. So that was clearing inner roadblock issues and twice, and then flower healing for yourself, and again, clearing inner roadblock issues. Let's heal far off parts of you. That's easy. And again, you may have scattered far off parts of you from a very long time ago, some kind of more challenging time in your life. It could have been just a challenging day in your life that just caused you to be like, woo, I wish I was anywhere but here. And sure enough, that's actually an energy thing. It scatters your energy quite a bit. wishing that kind of thing. Some people scatter their energy just by looking out the window, you know, and they just kind of, it's like they're just imagining themselves in all the places that they're looking at, and then they don't come back. You know, like they just leave themselves out there. So then part of them is still trying to do their day, but half of them is like out the window. So is it really not helpful. It's going to make it harder for you to do what you got to do and manage your stress if you're all over the place. Even if part of you is in a really pleasant, you know, like under a tree in the sunshine, the rest of you is trying to deal with your day. It's just not going to work right. It's not a good plan. So just imagine your physical body and the part of you that's in and around your physical body. And then there is a part of you, I call it your astral body, that's supposed to be on the astral all the time. So that's okay. But then there's all the other scattered parts of you that are just sort of, you know, they went AWOL. They're just all over the place under a nice tree in the sun, or, you know, back in the past, or stuck in the future. So just imagine all these little stuck parts of you far off, far off, hiding in a past life. And just say hi to all those parts of you. Hey, it's okay. I promise. I'm going to heal you, make it better. And just use lots of gold light. You can bring up red earth energy and ground all these far off parts of you. You say, hey, I'm sorry you had a hard time, but let's make it better now. We can do it. Just heal these parts of you. You're not going to bring anyone back kicking and screaming. Just heal them, and then usually that will reverse the desire to flee. You know, and so that part of you will naturally want to come back and be reunited with the rest of you. And there may be one or two parts of you that are especially stubborn, like, no, never coming back. So just take a little extra time with those parts of you. Maybe make some energy healing flowers for those parts of you. Make a bunch of energy healing flowers. Angels, can you check these flowers? And then just, you know, put them at respectful distances in front of these really freaked out parts of you. And again, more gold light for the extra freaked out, resistant parts of you so they can come back. All right. And two, you can say, if you have some of these parts of you, just say, well, say hi to your angels. Say hi to angels. You know, only angels, but, you know, let angels help you. That way, you know, even if it takes a little time, at least you're headed in the right direction if those parts of you are letting the angels help. All right, so that was healing far off parts of you. Good job. All right. And some of those far off parts, you know, they're coming back, but it may take like a day for them to finish coming back, and that's all right. Okay, so now we're gonna do the chakras 4 through 7, or 7 through 4, 7, 6, 5, 4. And neck and shoulders. And then we'll do more neck and shoulders work after that. So neck and shoulders fiesta. And like I said in the intro, we did a bunch of neck and shoulders work 2 days ago as well. So 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th chakras. If you just skipped here, we already did chakra repair and unblocking, which, you know, only took 5 minutes. So it's a nice thing. If you want, go back up to that. You know, if you're watching later as a video, it'll be timestamp linked in the comment section. There'll be a healing summary with timestamp links, so you could do that. Plus, I have a standalone video on chakra repair that I'll link below too. But anyway, 4, 5, 6, and 7, right? And if you don't know what each chakra does and the location, the ideal color, I do have an email 2-page handout that I'm happy to email anybody. Just email me and ask for the free 2-page chakra handout. It's just an email attachment, so it's easy. But anyway, just imagine, you know, copies of chakra 7, 6, 5, 4, right? Open cylinders. The 7th is oriented this way with round opening on the top and the bottom. 6, 5, 4 are oriented this way with round openings in the front and the back, right? So you imagine them, and astral is inside physical. So it looks like 4 chakras, but it's really 2 sets of 4 chakras. And then imagine also a copy of your neck and shoulders. And so the idea is that you can get blockages and cords in these chakras 4, 5, 6, 7. And people can send energy, or beings can send energy through those cords, and that can lock up your flow in between your neck and shoulders. So you want to just kind of be aware of how much tension there is right here, you know, in between your neck and shoulders, right there, inside there, and just melt energy blocks in the front of these chakras, in the back of them, you know, top and bottom of your 7th. Melt the cords and notice the effect on the flow in your neck and shoulders. Melt the blocks, melt the cords, and notice the effect in your chakras, in your neck and shoulder flow. So like your 7th chakra, just keep unblocking that, melt the cords at the top and the bottom, and notice how that affects your shoulders, neck and shoulder flow. You can have invasive beings that are kind of shooting energy down, maybe not through cores, just like a big river of energy, just, you know, being shot at your 7th chakra. So you can just imagine the 7th chakras and then any invasive beings anywhere just screwing with your 7th chakras. So they could be like real close up, but they could be far away, just sending the energy. And just get a sense of how many those are, like maybe like little dots, you know, and just say, angels, can you recycle all the beings that are screwing with my 7th chakras? And then just take a deep breath while your angels do the hard work for you. Okay. Again, imagine your 7th chakras and any energy being like shot down at your 7th chakra. I mean, because you can be bringing in energy of yours, but that doesn't feel bad at all. It's the stuff that is not yours that's getting shot down at you that's a problem. So just imagine if you have invasive beings kind of shooting energy down, and just say, angels, can you recycle these beings? And again, imagine any that are left over, still doing that, and say, angels, can you recycle these beings? And then just repair that top surface of your round opening of your 7th chakra. Repair it so it's nice and purple and ripply and not like black and scratched up. Repair it with gold light. And again, notice how that impacts the flow in your neck and shoulders. So you can go chakra by chakra, 7, 6, 5, 4, and just check, you know, is there energy coming in that's not yours into your, say, your 7th, that's messing with your shoulders still? And sometimes, yeah, still, you know, and maybe it's just a couple beings. So you can say, angels, can you get rid of those beings that are getting in through my 7th and messing with my shoulders? And feel free to take a second and just do some local, you know, teeny bit of massage for your neck and shoulders, because that can help you come in as well. something we did 2 days ago is, because you can have hard objects stuck there too. So like little spears just stuck in there, or like wedges stuck in there that were thrown at you by other people, maybe recently, maybe a while ago. So you can just eject those or lift them out. And some it's easy to do one way, some it's easy to do the other way sometimes. So just try to eject any of the hard objects and don't throw them back at the other people. That's super bad karma. There's no like, well, they did it first, so it's okay for me to do it. That's not a thing. That's not how karma works. So just eject the hard objects and let them, you know, dissolve, you know, like destroy them, blow them up as soon as you eject them, the hard objects. Or, you know, if any are still there, just you can use sticky gold wax and sticky gold wax that whole area, also the inside of the channels too, and just sticky gold wax the whole thing and just have the wax stick to the hard objects and give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. So again, any sort of local stuff that you have there, hard objects, just lift those out. Angels, here you go. Lift them out. Angels, here you go. And we did some repair already, of course, when we repaired all major and minor chakras, but you do have, you know, chakras in your, which I explained I timestamped it. It's actually after the healing 2 days ago. I was explaining the chakras in the neck and shoulders. But it's like around any bend, you'll have one chakra before the bend and one chakra after the bend, just to keep the energy flowing. You know, the chakras kind of shoot the energy through the energy channel. So you'll have one before the bend, one after the bend, and then in the straightaway of your shoulder, you have 3 chakras, and then like your shoulder's a bend, so you'll have one before the bend and one after the bend, 1 chakra inside the energy channel. So you have, you know, pre-bend, post-bend, and then 3 straightaway chakras, and then 1 pre-bend, 1 post-bend, and then 3 straightaway. Same thing for your elbow, pre-bend, post-bend, bend, and then 3 straightaway. Same thing for your wrist. So you can just double check those, make sure they're all repaired. If they're repaired, they're like an open cylinder that's aligned inside the channel that just shoots the energy along the channel. If they're busted, they're kind of like broken, crumpled glass, maybe. So just double check. So we finished the 4 through 7 neck and shoulders part, but now let's move in. We're still doing neck and shoulders, but let's do first and second layers of the aura around the shoulders and around the hips in order to relieve neck and shoulder tension and blockages. So the purpose, again, is still to open up this neck and shoulder flow. Sometimes you can have, like, for example, I was noticing it, like, right here in the shoulders, in the first layer, you can have, like, a wedge of energy right there that's not yours. So if you set your first chakra to your favorite shade of red, you can go ahead and do that right now, and set your second chakra to your favorite shade of orange. Go ahead and do that right now, just to reset it. It takes a second, why not? So that means that the energy that your first chakra is sending out into the first layer, right up against your skin, would be that favorite shade of red, right? So most commonly, the energy blocks are not going to be that color. So you can just be like, okay, this is red. Oh, then this whole little block right here is not red in the first layer. So that's blocked energy. That's not your flowing, nice red courage, right? So you don't want that. Also in the back of the hips, same thing you can have. And for some reason, I don't know why, maybe that's just how people fit into their bodies, but it's common that you can have kind of matching blocks behind the hips, behind the lower back and hips, and behind the shoulders in your first layer. So just be aware of that first layer and the blockages behind the shoulders and behind the hips and the lower back. And just, you can be kind of like careful and mellow and surgical about it, but just be aware of like big panels of blocked energy, and then just melt the cords from those big panels of blocked energy. Do that first. Cords going into them from other people. Just imagine, you know, like lines of light, and you just melt away the lines of light. And then you melt enough lines of light away, and then you just keep doing the gold light through these panels of energy blocks behind your shoulders and behind your hips, and then they just explode like much more easily and fully than if you were to just try to blow them up with all those cords in there. So again, behind your shoulders and behind your hips. But I guess too, notice if you feel like that helped your neck and shoulders at all. And we're going to do more of it, but just notice physically your neck and shoulder tension. And then notice the energy blocks behind your neck and shoulders and behind your hips and lower back. So in this whole area, right in your first layer of your aura, in this whole area, you know, lower back, hips. And just imagine those plates of blocked energy, and just melt away the cords going into those plates of blocked energy. Just be calm about it. Melt away the cords, and just keep running gold light through those plates of energy, the blocked energy. And the more you melt the cords and run the gold light through it, at some point a whole bunch of it just melts away. So just breathe. When that happens, just relax, breathe, stay here. Feel your neck and shoulders, feel how that feels. Okay, and part of feeling this neck and shoulders, you know, if you still feel some tension, that's not, it's a diagnostic sort of a thing that you can then kind of riff off of, like, aha, so there's more tension, so that tension relates to these blocks right behind my first layer, in my first layer, you know, behind my head and neck and shoulders and behind my lower back and my hips. So then you just find those energy blocks and just melt the cords going into them and run gold light through those plates of hard energy. And run gold light through those plates of hard energy in the back of your first layer, behind your head, neck, and shoulders, and your lower back and hips, until they clear. And then just breathe through that. Deep breath. If they're not clearing, say, angels, help me clear those. If they're not clearing, you're probably missing something. Maybe you have some invasive beings in the way. We could check for that too. So be aware of the flow in your neck and shoulders. It should be flowing downward within your neck and shoulders. I mean, you have other meridians that are doing all sorts of cool zigzaggy patterns and stuff, which, you know, you could look up, like the Chinese medicine meridians and stuff in that area, but you have a big energy channel that goes down, you know, the inside of your neck, down your shoulder and down your arm, and that's what we're working right now. So just get a sense of like what percentage of flow, like if that energy channel in there is like a flowy pipe or a flowy red tube, is it red or is it like black and crusty? And just kind of use gold light enough so that it gets a little more red and a little less black. And then how much of that tube is just like completely blocked and how much of it is flowing and you're in it. And then the part that's blocked, it could be that there are invasive beings that just kind of sit in the back of your first layer of your aura. And then they also plug in from there into those channels. So you don't have to freak out about it. You can just kind of freeze those beings in place and then just lift them out. So freeze them in place, lift them out. Angels, here you go. Or you could just be aware of them kind of gumming up the place, like the back of your first layer, behind here, and also inside the energy channels, and just say, angels, can you recycle these invasive beings? And just breathe and let your angels do the work. Stay here, touch your fingers, wiggle your toes. So again, the invasive beings, they can just feel like a muddiness behind your shoulders and neck, and then within those energy channels. So just imagine, okay, you know, there's some more, that's not a big deal. Just say, angels, can you recycle them? And the more that get recycled, the more you move in, the more you're ready to clear. So don't freak out if it's like, oh my God, I already cleared some, but there's more. Whoa. You know, it's not like a thing like that. Like now you have no power and life is over. You know, it's just coming in often is a very incremental thing. There's always more you can do, and then you come in more, and then you can clear more. So try not to, you know, drown in a puddle by freaking out about that. So just run gold light through your neck and shoulders and arms. And just get a sense of how much of that energy flow is there in your neck and shoulders and arms, and how much of it is you. And one more time, you may have some invasive beings in your first and second layers, like right up against that area in the front or the back. So just get a sense of those and just say, angels, can you please recycle these? And stay here, keep breathing, be aware of being in your hips, be aware of being in your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists, your fingertips. All right, so that was working mostly the first layer, but a little bit the second layer probably, around your shoulders, hips, neck, and your lower back and your hips. And hopefully that helps you to check in much more and be present in your neck and shoulders. And that is something that you might be more present right now, but it could be that you're coming in more and more and more over the next day or so into your neck and shoulders, just from having done that. Of course, if you repeat these exercises, then that would, you know, exponentially, you'd be bringing it even more. You know, if you repeat this again, like say tomorrow or whenever you have time. You can also say too, hey, angels, help me to work on this more in my sleep. You know, if I need this neck and shoulders work, help me to do as much as I need in my sleep. All right, good job. Woohoo. So we did all the neck and shoulders work that I had in mind for us to do. I'm going to look at a sample person, so I'll be quiet for a minute while I do that. Okay. So we had tuned the seventh chakra a bit extra in that Own Your Power part that we did about 40 minutes ago, which will be timestamp linked later in the comment section. So now we're going to tune the sixth chakra a little bit extra, also called the third eye by some people, but you know, your sixth chakra by many people, I guess, behind your forehead. Your sixth chakra, it helps with clairvoyance, seeing energy, but also seeing solutions, you know, on a subconscious level, non-judgment. So it's very important. It's like your home to have a more enlightened perspective. If you view from your sixth and your seventh a little bit, you tend to be much more centered throughout the day. You tend to not freak out about other people so much. So it helps you to have boundaries with other people, helps you to be less triggered, because you can sort of see, you tend to not get caught up in the drama so much if you're viewing from your sixth chakra behind your forehead. The alternative, well, where do people view otherwise? They could view from their fourth or some lower place than that even. View from meaning it can be subconscious that you're viewing from there. It's just your sort of home where you sit around, and that's how you know, an extra part of your energy is sitting in that chakra, and it affects how you're thinking. So for example, my sample person, she's a mom, and you know, being a mother is spiritually very challenging. So, you know, I have a lot of respect for you know, my clients that are moms. I don't mean to pick on them and judge them, but anyway, she's a mom, and she sometimes can be pretty fear-based about, like, worrying, like, oh no, you know, my husband, he's you know, he doesn't understand this, or he's stuck about this, or oh, my child is stuck about this, and it so that's sort of her, not always now, but still at least half the time is her default. When she thinks about these family members, she'll worry and think in a sort of a fear place about it, versus just like viewing them and viewing their challenges and what they're working on. And you tend to get a much more balanced view, and you know, it doesn't always seem like such an emergency. You can kind of see that, you know, a certain child is learning and they just learn in a different way than everybody else, or they're just different and they don't, you know, value certain things, and, you know, they have a different personality than you might expect, or, you know, whatever. You tend to really get much more clarity about a situation if you view from your six. You don't get so caught up in, oh my God, you know. So, so let's tune your sixth chakra so that you're more likely to be able to view your loved ones, your family members, from your sixth chakra. So therefore, you can have better boundaries, and have more clarity and wisdom about the situation, and less judgment, be less manipulative, less invasive, and have stronger boundaries yourself. Okay, so sixth chakra, the round openings in the front and the back. So just make copies out. So that was explaining, right? Sixth. So we are doing the sixth, so that you view from the sixth, and it's a place of non-judgment and greater clarity. And clarity and very low drama if you view from your sixth. And it's really good for boundaries to view from your sixth. So we're just going to adjust your sixth, clear it out a little bit extra, and tune it so that it's more your default to view your family members from your sixth chakra. Doesn't mean you don't love them. It doesn't mean you can't show love and gratitude. You're more likely to probably show love and gratitude when you view from your sixth, just because you'll be more flowing. But anyway, okay, so you imagine a copy. So that's explaining, and this is doing. So make a copy of both of your 6 chakras. It'll look like one chakra because the astral body 6th is inside the physical body 6th. But you have the open cylinder, the cylinder with 2 round openings, and just use gold light and unblock and heal your 6 chakras. And with your intention, just heal it enough so that you're going to be able to have an extra part of your energy here in your 6th chakra when you think of, interact with, view your family members, which would include, ex-husbands, ex-boyfriends, family. I'm sort of using it in a broad term. So it's good to really view everyone from your 6th, because like I said, it really helps with boundaries. So just unblock your 6th enough so that you can view your family members from your 6th. And as part of the 6th chakra healing, you can be aware of the round openings in the front and the back and just heal that surface so that it's like you can set your 6th chakra to your favorite shade of a deeper blue, like a cobalt blue, or, like this marker cap is like a deeper blue, or that's a deeper blue right there. But whatever like deep blue color you like for your 6th chakra, just set it to that. But then the round openings, you want it to be like that deep blue and flowy, like the surface of water, as opposed to like black and crusty and like with black grooves stuck in it, scratches. You just want to melt all that away with gold light, repair it so that it's just like ripply cobalt water. So this way you can view your family members as they are. And so you're not caught up in judgments and expectations about how you feel they should be. And you can find peace with how they actually are. All right, good job. Woohoo. So that was healing and tuning your 6 chakras, both of them astral and physical, so that you're more likely to be able to view your family members from your 6th chakra, having that extra bit of your energy in your 6th chakra and your 7th chakra, just so that you have more clarity, non-judgment, boundaries, a lot less drama, and stronger boundaries. All right. So now we'll just adjust the chakras and the aura layers, unblock them a little bit extra. Particularly, I would say 3, 2, and 1. The inner aura layers, 3, 2, and 1. And the chakras, 3, 2, and 1. The lower chakras, because we did a lot of upper chakra work today. So want to just, that's going to bring you in a lot. And so then if you have any stuck energy or tightness in the lower chakras and inner aura layers, you're gonna feel it more. So may as well just clear all that out, right? So your inner 3 aura layers, 3, 2, 1. the ones closest to your body, 3, 2, 1. Just all up and down, above your head, below your feet, everywhere. Just unblock those so that they expand nicely. You don't want them like 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, like all pinched together and cramped. Just use enough gold light so that they spread out and take up room and flow better. Again, this is unblocking and expanding aura layers 3, 2, and 1. And same thing with chakras, 3, 2, and 1. 3, 2, and 1. We don't want those to be too blocked. We want them to be nice and unrestricted and flowing so that you can be there and be present. So 3, 2, and 1, just use gold light, unblock them, and let them expand so that they're literally bigger, enough for you to be comfortable there. 3, 2, and 1. I have a video called Supersized Chakras, and that's basically what we do in the video. We work these lower chakras and inner aura layers and help unblock and expand enough so that you can be comfortable. So the last thing I would like us, so that was like basically supersized chakras type stuff. Supersized chakras, 3, 2, and 1, basically unblocking and expanding, and same thing with aura layers, 3, 2, and 1. That's what that was. And then now we'll just clear stubborn triggered energy blocks. And I think that's the last thing we're going to do in this healing, but we'll see, of course. So stubborn triggered energy blocks, STEBs for short. Those are just any remaining energy blocks that are triggered that haven't cleared through all the amazing things that we've done already. And they probably are stubborn and not cleared still because of cords. So just imagine those stubborn triggered energy blocks that are irritating you in some way, probably subconsciously or consciously. And bring up red earth energy and soak them in red earth energy. And then melt away the cords going into them, because that's probably why they haven't cleared. So melt away the cords with gold light. And then melt away the STEBs, stubborn triggered energy blocks. Or if you're healing yourself, you can blow them up too. Some people have STEBs just because they're not used to clearing energy. Like it's kind of new for them. Like if they haven't gotten a lot of healings with me, maybe they're just not used to clearing energy. They're just used to avoiding it. So again, just put out in front of you any stubborn triggered energy blocks that you have. Bring up the red earth energy, soak them in the red earth energy, and melt away the cords with gold light. And then melt away the energy blocks, or blow them up if you're healing yourself. That's an option. If you have any left over, you can just wrap them up in gold light. Give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. All right. So then if you want, you can just redo your grounding, red or orange or yellow, nice and big and wide. Make sure it's flowing well, even in the back. All right, and then you can just say, angels, can you please give me a healing? That's a nice way to wrap up. All right, good job. Woohoo, we did it. All right. So we could have like maybe a little discussion for like 22 minutes or so. If you want to give comments about how this healing was for you, please give context if it's not obvious from your YouTube name. You know, did I heal you, or did you only heal yourself, or both? And you know, how do you feel now after the healing? Do you have a certain part that you wanted to comment about? Maybe it's just your favorite part. If you have a follow-up question about a family boundaries issue, or you know, I may have time for it, I may not. If I don't have time, I'll still read it, and then I'll say, hey, post it under a video for later, and I'll get to it later. But yeah, if you have a follow-up question about something that I brought up today, you could post it right now, and if I have time, I'll get to it. All right, so catching up on comments that I missed during the healing. Someone says snowing and gray in Ottawa, Canada. Barf. Yeah, but you have nationalized healthcare. That's cool. We don't. So I would trade. I would. That's a good trade to have a little extra snow for some healthcare. Someone says, how do you know if you're checked out when playing games on your phone? You are checked out when you're playing games on your phone. It would depend on the person, I guess. Someone says, they say, I'm really addicted to a game and want to play it all the time. Right now, I want to play it as I watch your healing. Is it being trying to distract me? Yes. Yeah. Whenever you have a weird behavior like that, or a weird, you know, like a weird decision that you know is causing you a lot more drama than it's worth, just imagine, are there any invasive beings that are perpetuating me with this pattern? You know, maybe you're binging too much Netflix shows and it's even getting in your way, you know, or whatever, you know, just if you have a habit that's getting inconvenient for you, just imagine, are there any invasive beings that perpetuate that for me? And then just say, angels, can you recycle those invasive beings? So again, you can find a different, you know, sort of pattern that you're in that's really inconvenient for you, and then imagine the invasive beings that are helping to perpetuate that, and just say, angels, can you recycle those beings, please? Yeah, and that's something that you can check regularly. Okay, someone says, hello, I just watch you doing this, or I am new here. Welcome, welcome. Watch you doing this. Well, you could. Yeah, the most passive, sort of least involvement thing would be to say, angels, you know, say to yourself, angels, can you please give me this healing that she's doing for these people? And that way you're just sitting around, but your angels are healing you in the way that, you know, I'm doing. But a more engaged way to do it, which many people tend to do, is to do energy healing on yourself in the same way that I'm talking about. So you wouldn't just sit there. I mean, you could if you want, of course, like I said, but you could, you know, do what I'm doing. Like imagine you're grounding and use cold light from your hands and unblock it, because my hands are the same as your hands, you know, so your hands have energy centers just like my hands do. So, you know, as a newbie, someone new to this, you might feel like you don't know how to do it, but it's so natural and simple that you're going to do a half decent job, even if it's your first time ever doing it. So yeah, so you could just sit there and say, angels, can you give me this healing while I'm doing dishes? You know, or you could, you know, do it on yourself. You be the healer and you do it on yourself. I'm pretty sure you're not, you know, you're not one of the people that purchased the healing, so I'm not healing you. So then, you know, it would be your angels healing you if you ask them and you're open to that, or you're, and also you can do it on yourself. So you're the healer then. Someone says, hi, Janet, sunny and 46 in Chicago. Good to know. 46, that might be about what we were at the time as well. I need to get up my temperature gauges, so so we're being more inclusive to everyone else. So 46 degrees Fahrenheit is maybe about 8 degrees Celsius, something like that. So somebody says, hi, Janet, and you're saying you're from Phoenix, 90 degrees here. Wow. So 90, that's 32 degrees Celsius. That's pretty warm. Wow, wow, wow. You're saying, I have been working on roadblock issues for a while. Glad I could join in time when you were guiding regarding inner roadblock issues. Please let me know how I'm doing as far as inner roadblocks are and how often I need to do this exercise. Well, daily is always nice. Yeah, why don't you do it daily? Yeah, just be mellow about it, you know, like don't I think sometimes you can kind of overthink an issue, you know, like just melt away all the baggage that is, you know, roadblocking you for something. Because you might think, well, okay, my problem is I'm procrastinating on this issue, but really it's like much deeper than that, and it has to do with a lot of repressed anger or whatever, you know, right? So just put out in front of you all the baggage, even that surprises you, that is related to this issue, not, you know, your project not happening or your lack of motivation or whatever, and then melt all of it. So, you know, when we did the roadblocks, we just did everything that is roadblocking you, you know, and so just be sure that you're putting out everything, not just what you're consciously thinking is the problem. Because a lot of times there's sort of like, it's like a bunch of layers of you know, baggage that is contributing to a delay or a procrastination or whatever. But yeah, daily's fine. Some says regarding far off parts, do I have a lot of them and are they stubborn, hurt? You have a few that are particularly stubborn. No more than the average person, but it's good to work. Someone says, I healed myself and my favorite, yes, and I did not heal you. And my favorite part was clearing inner roadblock issues. Oh, good to know. Are there any blockages that I may need to focus on? I started studying a new topic, the stock market, that interests me, but I want to have healthy boundaries with it. Yeah, it seems like you're pretty centered with it already. So I don't think you have a lot of inner roadblocks that come up about, you know, when you're learning about the stock market. You seem pretty centered with it. But yeah, everyone has inner roadblock issues, so it is something that you could do daily. You know, because you don't have to know what they are. You know, a lot of times when you're stuck, you don't realize you're stuck. When you realize you're stuck, you're already like halfway towards clearing it, usually. You know, but so you could just do whatever my inner roadblock issues are, and then just melt the baggage. You know, and that's something you could do daily for sure. And that'd be nice. Someone says, if time at the end, can you tell me how flower healing on bench is going with my daughter? I see what you're saying. You sometimes don't have the angels check the flowers. Just for other people, you can, if you can look up in YouTube, my video is called Park Bench Communication. There are 2 videos on park bench communication. And sometimes you have a family member, and this is actually very relevant for our theme, family boundaries. Sometimes you'll have a family member or several that don't communicate the same way that you do. Their preferred style of communication is different. And so there's, I tend to break it down into 2 sort of classic styles. The one is small table communication. So that's as if like you're in this little restaurant with like small square white tables and you're like face to face with the person. And that's small table communicators. They like a very, you know, upfront sort of revealing everything kind of communication, and they see the other person, they like to talk about the other person's issues, and and it's a very more thorough communication style. But you can be a small table communicator, and that could be your preferred style, but then you might have even a partner, like a spouse or your own kids or somebody very close to you that is the opposite style, which I call park bench communicators. And park bench communicators, they like sitting on, it's like as if they're sitting on a bench and they're both looking out at us at like a pond with some ducks or something. And so they're talking, but they're also enjoying the scene in front of them, the trees and the ponds and the ducks. So it's a less like in your face style of communication. It's much more like diluted, and park bench people are very much more comfortable this way. And so if you're a small table communicator and you're trying to go blah 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 blah, that person could be very avoidant of you because that's way too intense for a park bench person. Or they could even like sort of act out against you because they feel like interrogated by that style of communicating. So if you watch those park bench communication videos, if you search generate park bench communication, there are 2 videos. If you watch those, you can practice, even just on a spirit level, being on a park bench, and then make it a nice long park bench. So your family member can be on the other end of the park bench if they want. And then you could kind of, not stare at them, look out at the pond and the ducks or whatever, whatever scene your angels give you, and just talk that way, or just don't talk and just be on the bench with that person. And that can be a much more soothing and productive way to interact with a park bench family member. So anyway, it's going well. I mean, you can just sit there. You don't have to give that family member flowers. I think when you do it fully, like flower healing, you have the angels check the flowers even before you give them to yourself. And you have the angels check the flowers before you put them at a respectful distance if they're for other people. And I think occasionally you don't let your angels you don't let go of the flowers enough so your angels can really change them and alter them before you lay them out for your daughter. So in those circumstances, when your angels haven't properly changed the flowers for you, then she doesn't like those flowers, and she'll kind of scoot away from those flowers. I would say too, don't put the flowers on the bench. Put them like 10 feet in front of the edge of her aura, so that it's more of a choice and less of a like in your face kind of a thing. You always want to be very respectful, especially with a park bencher, but even just with flower healing. But I would say maybe do flower healing with the park bench like every other time, and just do park bench. Because she really doesn't want to receive from you. She's not very comfortable with that, even if it is from the angels. And that's okay. A lot of that is because of past life situations that she's had with mothers. It's not necessarily about you and her all the time. So you're kind of honoring her comfort level by not always giving her something. So you can just give yourself flower healing as you're on the park bench with her. That probably looks the most positive. And I think that would make her more relaxed if she knew she didn't have to receive something from you. But, like every other time or every third time, if you're sure to like let go of the flowers and really say, angels, can you check these flowers? And then, put them way in front of her. So it's not like she's being forced. So yeah, I hope that helps. Someone says, love the question on boundaries with the stock market. Okay, good. I'm glad. Someone says the letter T, which means nothing to me. Someone says, I feel really good. I was a participant and healed myself. Yes, I healed you. I'm glad that you feel good. That's nice. I did get triggered right before the 6th chakra work. I think it was my mom, yes. The steps work helped too. Thanks. Good to know. Good to know. Yeah, you could do flower healing for triggered people with your mom because she didn't get the healing, or just say, hey, mom, I'm fine, I'm healthy. Hope you're having a great day. Go talk to your angels, have your angels help you have a good day. Because then she can like boss around her angels. Her angels don't mind that, So sometimes she just kind of needs to boss around somebody. So just say, hey, ask your angels. Your angels can clean your whole house for you. And then poof, that'll keep her happy for a couple hours. Watching her angels clean up her house. All right. Someone says, this healing was perfect for me. Oh, good. I seem to have a lot of baggage that gets in the way of me doing any projects. Is there anything else I can work on? I would say what I said to that other person about the roadblock project, the roadblock baggage. Just sometimes you think that you're roadblocked and it's like, say, a creativity issue, but it's really, subconscious repressed anger against, male authority or something, It's like, it just doesn't, it's not always like so obvious. So if you just put forward all the baggage that's in the way of you, making progress with your work, but just really like, let go of what you think it should be, all your roadblock baggage, and you can have fun with, their stop signs or their big boulders or whatever. That way, if you have fun with the visual aspect of it, it puts you in a much more non-resistant sort of allowing state. So then your work will be more, you'll get more done in the clearing. The more playful you are, the more you're just kind of having fun with the process, like throw in some gold sparkles or something and, have fun with it. The own your power thing, the seventh chakra stuff, I think, that your angels are especially highlighting. We did that. It'll be highlighted in the healing, but it was maybe like maybe a half hour into the start of the healing. So from the start of the healing, not the start of the live stream, the start of the healing, and then a half hour after that, we adjusted the seventh chakra so that you could own your power more, be more like empowered and just sort of auto clearing and hold your space better. Your path tends to, and it does seem to be family members, it could be like a sibling or an ex or a daughter or something, it varies on the day, but, so you can clear off your path and also, but, tune your seventh so that you're kind of like, hey, this stays mine. And so then, 2 hours after that, someone throws something on your path. If you're kind of in this empowered state, you're more likely to just, whoosh, without thinking, just like clean it right off. Whoosh. Try to click into that sort of effortless thing. So, because you don't want to, sometimes you're showing me it's like as if you have to push this heavy rock up a hill and, it gets so exhausting to try to have your space all the time, and you don't want that, you don't want to be stuck in the feeling like it's just impossible, so try to, click into more of like an auto clear subconscious. I'm going to keep this whole space. This is just mine and I own it, just with your seventh. Versus like if you're viewing from like your fourth and just the drama of it all, then you're more likely to feel like you're juggling like 12 balls all day, to try to keep everything going, So sometimes that happens. Your fourth just gets a little too blocked and you view from there. So just view from your sixth and your seventh so that it feels more like, like Tai Chi or something, it feels more like you're really in an effortless space. Hope that makes sense. but you can keep redoing that own your power seventh chakra part. So it says, hi Janet, thank you for the healing. We watched the second half today. Oh, that's great. And plan to rewatch later. Can you tell me how your daughter and you did? Anything to focus on? If you want, you could, it's not really related to the healing, but your daughter's angels are showing me like flower healing, like that video flower healing for others. That could be kind of fun for you guys to play around with. Just make energy healing flowers for each other, and just have the angels check them, of course, and don't put them right in the person's aura, but you know, put them out in front. But that could be interesting. But your daughter did great with the healing. She always does. And you did too. You can, but I would like I said, for the immediate previous person, redo that own your power 7th chakra stuff. I mean, you can redo it all, of course, but if you redo just one thing, then that would be it. Alrighty. So it says, thank you for this healing. I love family boundaries work. I feel peppy and energized. Oh, good for you. Good to know. So Mrs. also loved the roadblock issues. I think that's going to be a big one for me to work on. Yes. Yeah. Check on time. Okay. Should wrap up soon. So this says, thanks for the healing. I feel so afraid, unsafe, for moving ahead. Fear nobody will be there. So I don't then fear of speaking, creating amongst those around me, feel stuck, unsafe, especially with parents. Wow, that's a lot. I wonder if that's in general or literally at this moment you feel afraid, because you did just get the healing. You seem pretty present. You seem in 7 through 2. So maybe you're talking about just in general. The thing is, I think that you don't have to show people around you much. You know, spirituality can be pretty private. I mean, you don't even have to try to make it private, because it looks like your family members, they just don't want to know what you're doing spiritually. So they'll look away. Like they're not trying to like own your soul or something. They get triggered. They're pretty, you know, they seem kind of conservative, but they're also ready to just look away if you want to, you know, get more confident and more self-esteem and everything, and just not bring it up during dinner, you know. You don't have to make it a discussion topic with anybody, you know. Just you know, they don't have to change for you to change, but you can be as quiet as you want to be about it, and that's fine. So yeah, it seems like they're okay with ignoring your change. I think you kind of want them to change, but just let go of that part. You know, just you change, you get stronger boundaries, you know, and that is very doable. And then you just don't have to talk to them about it. So I hope that makes sense. But yeah, if you're feeling fear, then maybe you were like spiritually having an argument with one of your parents, and they whacked your first chakra, and therefore your first chakra is damaged. So you could do like aura repair and chakra repair if you start feeling fear. But I would think right now you don't feel that much fear, because you don't have any chakra damage and your auras are pretty nice. So, but yeah, just remind yourself that you don't have to change them, you know, because I think sometimes you do kind of walk into their auras and try to give them speeches about how they're not letting you be empowered or something, but just leave them out of it. You know, just imagine the level of communication that you can have with them, and just stick with that, and then just change on your own. You don't have to bring them along. You don't have to scold them about that they're not the kind of parents you felt they should have been. Nah. You know, just conserve your energy. Don't start any fights. Don't perpetuate any fights. You know, psychically, just work on yourself. And, you know, keep it private with people that are not, excited about your growth. you know. So this is, how are my boundaries with my husband looking? Is there more work I should do? Well, there's always work. But it looks pretty good right now. You guys look just invested in what each other's doing. I think the thing is, when you look from your sixth and your seventh, you might notice that there are changes you want to make, and it just it's a process for both of you guys. You guys are adjusting and realizing things and learning, and so there will be times likely that you guys might get a little stuck with each other. But right now you look very separate, and like you're just sort of processing and enjoying the peace. So someone says, thank you for the healing, Janet. I feel tired and deflated after the healing. Do I need a nap? Interesting. You just, your mom is really in your face and in your heart chakra. So you have some aura damage. She kind of like drove into your space like with a big dump truck and then dumped a bunch on your heart chakra. So just hand her truck to the angels and repair the big rip, and then get rid of whatever she dumped, give it to the angels, and just repair. I mean, you're still actually very present. Interestingly enough, you did not check out because of it, so good job. But then just just quickly get rid of her little dump truck, get rid of her, give her to the angels, repair your aura, get your heart chakra back, get all of them nice, that's all it was. She gets triggered very easily, and she's the type of person that when she gets triggered, she gets pretty aggressive. But that's fine. You're getting so strong and so capable that it just takes a moment for you to repair the damage and hand her to her angels. And then and you can do like what I suggested to the other person, be like, hey mom, your angels can clean your whole house today if you want, because then she can boss around her angels and micromanage them as they clean out her house. Because she likes being bossy. So if she's bossing around her angels, at least she's working with them, and so that's good for her and good for you. So no, you don't need a nap. I mean, you could take one, your angels wouldn't mind, but that's not why you feel like you need a nap. It's just some damage and some stuff got dumped in your floor. Someone said, hi Janet, thank you for the healings. I feel great. Oh good. I felt some boundary issues with dad and sister on Easter. Yes, I'm sure many people did. But the 2 healings were perfect. Oh, great. Yeah, good timing, right? Have them around holidays. I purchased this healing for newbie. Yes. How did he do? He did great, actually. And I appreciated a survey as well from him. Yeah, he's releasing a lot. He's yeah, I mean, you really can't tell that he's a newbie. He was like very into all the clearing and the healing and the repairing, and I mean, you can tell he's a newbie because he has a lot to release and a lot to clear. But as far as his participation and his openness to it, I think like the first half of the Sunday healing, maybe he was hesitant, but then by the second half of that, he was like jumping in and good, let's do it, So yeah, he seems, yeah, it's working. So yeah. Lost my place. Oh yeah. Hi Janet, I healed myself. You healed my boys. How did my boys do? They did well. I was looking at them a couple of different times in the healing, and with the own your power stuff and the clearing inner roadblocks and the 6 chakra stuff. It's it's a process, but they were participating and it did help them. And it was a bunch of really much needed techniques for them. So yeah, but it was, some of those techniques were really on target for what they needed. Um, yeah, especially the own your power stuff. So. So it says, hi, Janet. I'm taking your advice and grounding more. Oh, good. Still feeling exhausted. Is this GVCV roadblocks? No, your third chakra tends to get damaged. Third chakra exhaustion, that's a thing. But yeah, your third chakra, it's like if this is your third chakra, the cylinder shape, it's like shattered on the front sides and the back, top and bottom. So your third chakra tends to, I think your mom tends to cord and then send a lot of energy, and that kind of blows out the chakra. So she's like the kind of mom that thinks, I mean, I don't know if she's always this way or just lately, but it's like she's thinking that she has to give you CPR, to like help you, and you know how CPR is like, you like going the person. So she's like trying to give you CPR to like your third chakra, cording your third chakra, and it just blows the chakra, it like cracks it, and then you want to sleep for 5 days. So just keep, imagine a blob for you and a blob for your mom, and is she far away minding her own business, or is she up here trying to give CPR to your chakras? And if she's trying to give CPR to your chakras, just say, hey mom, your angels can clean your whole house today if you want. And then, or your angels can help you with, blah, 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 whatever project she wants. And then that'll, that she can be engaged that way, and then just repair whatever chakra she was trying to give CPR to. Sometimes it's your third and your first that blow out, or sometimes it's your third and your fourth that blow out, or all your upper chakras that blow. So you can just repair all your chakras at once, using composite copy technique. But yeah, chakra CPR from mom. How about that? But yeah, it's not GVCV. So it says, I have severe pain in my shoulders, always hunched over. Is that from a block? It would be from many blocks. You tend to have aura damage and chakra damage in the upper back of your aura. So I did not heal you. But yeah, the whole upper part of your aura is ripped up back here, and you have chakra damage in the back of all these chakras, and you tend to only be in your 7th chakra lately. So you're just kind of like a kite above your body a lot of times, and then you're like, I'm so freaked out about everybody, wow. So just, you start with aura repair, and then if you're still motivated, then you do chakra repair. And then if you're still motivated, just try to imagine, being in your arms, fit your spirit arm in your physical arms, fit your spirit legs in your physical legs. Try to walk in your physical legs. Literally practice walking and feeling your spirit foot on the ground. Because that's not your default. I mean, your default is to be like a kite up here with just some access to that top chakra. And if you only have some access to the top chakra, everything is so vulnerable here, and you just get a lot blocked, which causes the physical pain. So you can't be a kite up here and not have physical pain. So just think, like, rather than like a bird in the tree, be the tree. Don't be a leaf like blowing off the branches of a tree. Be the tree, be rooted, and I know that's easier said than done maybe, but start with aura repair and then chakra repair. I have little videos that do it, or you could just say, angels, please repair my aura, please repair my chakras, and just imagine letting your angels do it. Because you typically get very distracted thinking about other people, and that blocks you from letting your angels heal you properly and fully. So I hope that makes sense. So it's kind of not being present enough because you have a bunch of damage. But it's totally workable. You just got to do baby steps. But you can remind yourself, even just in that intention level, today I'm going to be the tree. I'm not going to be a bird in the tree. I'm going to be the tree. I'm going to have roots. And even just saying something like that is way better than nothing. Someone says, thank you for this healing, Janet. I feel calmer now. Oh, good. Good. That's nice to know. Someone says, LMAO, having my mom ask her angels to clean the whole house worked like a charm. Hilarious. I'll be using that one in the future. Thanks, Janet. Yeah, you know, her angels can clean out their cars. Her angels can clean out, you know, any area that like she's blaming on her husband, you know, like the attic or the garage, you know. Hey, you can have your angels clean out the garage. You can have your angels clean the energy of all dad's stuff, you know, because she always thinks it's somebody else's problem, you know, and so, you know, like her angels can, you know, angels can clean out other people's stuff because angels will do it respectfully and properly, you know. So good. I'm glad that was fun and effective. That's always a good combo. So it says, thank you, so helpful. I'll do the healing for first chakra. Yes, I'll keep spiritually to myself. Yes, we'll drop judgment of self and parents. Yeah, it takes practice, but you can do it. View from your 6th and your 7th, and that way that helps a lot. You know, when you drop down here, that's when you're like, are you kidding me? You should have been some more supportive. Ah, you know, even if you're not consciously doing that, part of your spirit could be doing that, and that starts a whole lot of conflict and drama. So view from here and here, and that way you're just like, they are who they are. I picked them as parents. They picked me as a child. It is what it is. I got my stuff to do, you know, so you can be much more self-contained if you're viewing from here and not down here. I mean, you're present in everywhere, but then there's the extra part where you're viewing from. So if you view from here, then it's easier to make that happen. Someone says, thanks, Janet. You're welcome. Someone says, I fell asleep and missed most of the healing, but you were healed. So, oh, wait. No, you weren't healed because you only get triplets now. That's right. Well, it's on video, so you can do it later. Yes, it was too much for me to do consciously. Thank you. Your angels helped you with like 20% of it on the astral. They see that you just weren't in the mood for it today. But, you know, I mean, there are 5 of these in a month, right? But there are like 30, 31 days in a month, right? So maybe some other day this month you'll be more in the mood. And that way you could at least half listen, you know, and have your angels give you the healing as you half listen, as you like do dishes or something. You know, you just might not be in the mood for it today, but, you know, there are other days. So it just might not be the right time for you, which is okay. That's why it's on video. Someone says, thank you, Janet. You're welcome. All right, you guys, you're awesome. I hope that there's something about spring that is bringing you contentment or peace or happiness. I don't want, you know, like some people are like, I hope you go outside and have a great day. And, you know, maybe you're just not in the mood for that, you know, or your schedule just doesn't accommodate that. So I don't want to, you know, project that you have to be, you know, hugging a tree today because it's spring, you know. So whatever you're doing, I hope that you have a good day or evening or morning or whatever. And good for you for healing yourself. That's really, really cool. And yeah, all right, I'll show my beagles at the end. They're very eager. I can't show Abel because he's at the bed that's not in camera range, but I'll show Izzy and Daisy because they're right here. All right. So that's Daisy and Izzy. That's Daisy, and Izzy is already halfway out the door. All right, guys, bye. You're totally awesome, and congratulations for working on family boundaries. That is awesome. And working on your neck and shoulders. Go, go, go. You can do it. All right.